Every great business was once just a sell. Think about it. Is that true? Yes, it is. Every great business was once just a cell. Life on earth did not begin with complexity. It began with simplicity, with a single cell dividing itself again and again and again until it divided enough number of times to trigger that specialization. And once that specialization triggered in, that's when different parts of our body starts turning up, right? The eyes, the ears, the liver, the lungs, the skin, all of that started turning up. And it's not just for the body but also in species, right? From a single uh, I don't know, from a single reptile we have hundreds of different types of reptiles, and that can only be possible through specialization. And so without specialization, if you think about it, there would not be any humans, no art, no business, right? And so why do you think that most businesses and founders start doing everything from day one? What is that what is that urge to do it? And I'm not saying that I haven't made that mistake. I've done that same mistake again and again, and that's why I'm making this video, so that I hopefully don't do that again when I start a new business, when I plan a new project. I hope I remember this, and I'm making this video just for myself as well. So I've done that multiple times. I've faced that multiple times where I've literally gone generic, called myself a generic person, and I've not gotten any kind of response, right? For example, me teaching physics, right? Of course, a generic teacher has no value today, right? Anyone and everyone is a generic teacher. Physics teacher makes it slightly specialized, but not enough. So physics teacher is also too generic compared to what all other people are doing. But then I had to decide, okay, am I going to teach for IIT, or am I going to teach for IB, or am I going to teach for something else altogether? And that's when I came up with this idea of entrepreneurship through physics, right? That I'm going to be the teacher who teaches entrepreneurship through physics. And that specialization is something that no one else can copy from me very easily. One. Second, once I start building things in that particular niche, in that particular specialization, it builds my own credibility, it builds my own reputation, it gives me enough financial base to have that foundation beneath me, so that I don't have to move around and keep shifting from one business to another. So that becomes a really really important foundational base, so to say, right? So that became my turning point, right? That became my turning point in my story, where you know essentially uh, what I felt, the invisibility that I was feeling earlier, I was now able to put that all behind me and have this new feeling where I was able to be seen. I was able to define myself in a very clear way, and that definition was not bad. It was definitely it was limiting in some ways, but it was also opening me up to so many more opportunities which I did not even have earlier, right? So uh, that's what this whole idea and this mental model is about, the evolution and the specialization mental model. Because once you start thinking about it, it is like a growth trajectory, right? You specialize to grow, not the other way around. And that's the beauty of it, that everyone has this generic stage where they're doing everything, they're learning everything, they're figuring out everything. And then you have to narrow down your focus. You really have to narrow down your focus and say that, hey, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm good at, and this is what I'm gonna make my mark on the world at. And once you do that, once you pick that lane, once you become super narrow and pick that specific side of things, you build systems, you build that reputation, you build that brand within that particular niche, or within that particular micro niche. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if you're serving 50 people, but if those 50 people are really happy with your work, and they're able to give you, I mean, they will give you more money from a generic counterpart because you understand their problems much better and you're able to give those results much better. And so, you will quite easily charge much higher and heavier than the rest of the generic people because you have specialized. So it doesn't matter if you're just working with 50 people. The 50 people is not your concern. Your concern is that you're not, if you're not specialized enough, you won't be able to find those 50 as well, right? It's a fallacy in our head that if we just go super narrow, it will be very difficult, but it's not the case. If we go super narrow, it's okay. We can build out from there, right? You don't have to get stuck in it completely, but you can, if you just work with those 50, you build that reputation, you build that financial base, and then you decide to move on to the next one, right? You decide to grow from there. But the other way around is not true. If you start from broader, you can't go niche very easily because that's very difficult to do. That requires sacrifice, that requires a lot of that will have a lot of inertia from within you and the organization at that time. And that's where, like, we come to the third stage. So we started from generic, we all are learning everything, go to a specific stage where we have specialization, and where we are creating that specialization for ourselves and getting deep into a particular field, and then we expand. The expansion comes after the specialization, and that's the beauty of it. And that contrast is what creates this magic in the entire thing, right? So once you have that, once you go to the third part of it, which is expansion is where you build, you build on top of that reputation, the brand that you've built, the finances that you've accumulated, the resources that you've accumulated, and more importantly, the systems that you've built for yourself, because those systems remain the same. You just build new use cases for that, right? Initially, if you were working for, say, if you're working for doctors in a particular geographical area, you could just plug in a new geographical area, still work with doctors, but still just plug in another geographical area, and boom, you have a new set of customers for yourself, right? And similarly, you keep on opening new geographies and you can just expand like crazy from there, right? It's so weird. We're literally living in the world of specialization today. A salesperson, there is, a salesperson is not a salesperson anymore. A salesperson can be a business development representative, or it can be a sales development representative. So SDR and BDR are actually two different things these days, right? Someone can specialize in B2B, someone can specialize in B2C, someone can specialize in B2B high ticket, someone can specialize in B2C high ticket, and there are so many more specializations. It's crazy. It's just one profession that I'm talking about. And you see the same thing in doctors, right? There were general physicians that started up, and then from general we went to different specialization, neuro, orthopedics, I don't know, dentists, and so on. And then from there are further more specializations within them now. Even in ortho there are different types of specializations. In neuro there are different types of specializations, and it's just crazy. And it's the need of the hour as well, because the complexities keep on increasing. As the complexities increase, it's very difficult for one person to keep everything in their own head, and that's why the specialization is important. And that's the need for your business and for yourself, to narrow your focus so much that you're able to build that reputation in that small circle of competence of yours, right? Let me give you a couple of examples. That's the part that I love, that uh, you know Amazon started out like this. Amazon started out as a small time online bookstore, did not know what's going to happen, but they were very, I mean, Jeff was very clear about it, that hey, this is what I'm going to be building, this is what these are different reasons for it. But yes, it's not a huge market. Books are not a great market as such compared to everything else that could be sold online, but let me start over here and then we'll see where to go next, right? He had this idea of an everything store and an online platform and everything later on, but he wanted to just focus on one thing, which is an online bookstore where he could figure out the distribution, he could figure out the product, he could figure out the systems to run that really well. And once they did that, once Amazon did that, then it was very easy for them to add a layer of different things on top of it, right? They started with toys, so from books they went to music series, from music series they went to toys, went to other packaged products, and then slowly every other category was brought on, right? So once those systems were there, once he had enough capital and he could show that the results for it, once he had the credibility that he is a good operator and a founder, he was able to build on top of it. He was able to build on top of that specialization, right? Imagine people are buying things online, but out of that, how many people are buying books online? And he chose to go for that small sliver of a market, right? Probably 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 people, right, in all of US at that time. And yet, because it worked, because he decided ki, okay, I just want to work for those 10,000 people and see where we go from there. I think that's the real reason for Amazon success, right? um, same thing happened for Facebook. Started not with a social media platform for everyone. They started with a micro niche, which is Harvard students, a social media platform for Harvard students, only accessible and allowed for Harvard student IDs, and then added Columbia, added Princeton, added other colleges slowly, and then went to other schools and stuff, right? Opened it out to schools later on. And finally, once it had reached a critical mass, then they opened it up to the entire world to sign up, right? It's beautiful and it's counterintuitive like crazy. You really have to go down, prove your product, prove your worth, build that reputation, build those systems. I'm saying the same things again and again because it is so important, because it is what I've seen happens again and again and again. And as founders, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to stay on track, because it's in our genes to think big, and we start big, wanting that. But actually, if you start small, you think big, but you start really small, you start really specific, and it goes from there. Another example I want to give you is of Uber. Uber started as a black cab service for the few thousands of people in San Francisco, paying like higher money than the usual taxi cabs, but they had the luxury. It was a luxury product, right? Initially, the added luxury of using your phone and calling a cab for yourself. And it was literally a few thousand people who could actually afford it, or would be able to use that platform at any given time. But they proved the model through that. And once they proved the model through that, the sky was the limit for them, right? It's literally the same business concept. It's the same concept. It's just scaled to a massive extent, so much so that now anything and everything related to transportation, Uber has its feet in, right? And so yeah, I mean, specialization is not something that you need to worry about. Specialization is a growth strategy. It's not a limitation, it's a growth strategy. You just need to think and see of it in that way, right? Uh, Imagine if you specialized in your own business right now, whatever your business is right now. If you're a dentist, what could you specialize in if you're a I don't know, if you're a D2C company, what can you specialize in? Can you make better bags? Can you make bags for moms who I don't know, who travel often, something like that. Not the best example that I'm setting up over here, but the more detailed and specific you are today, the easier it is for you to build for that. You'll have clarity in your offers, you'll have clarity in your messaging, you'll have more referrals from within that community because everyone is connected now, and it'll just be easy for you to sell. It will just be easier for you to sell. And yeah, I mean, it is gonna be quite easy. compared to anything else that you're doing in terms of your marketing. So all you need to do is just specialize, give like a very clear offer, use a very clear message, use a really good form of language that resonates with your people. Ask them to refer, ask them to share it with their friends, and all of that builds up. All of that builds up. So even for me, I did not understand the importance of this, right? And I really uh, I feel sad that I did not know the importance of this, and somewhere even now it doesn't sit well automatically. It is weird. It is weird to think that hey, I need to specialize in order to grow more. But the more I've seen the world, the more I've experienced the world, the more I've interacted with people, I realized that hey, specialization is the need of the hour, because everyone can claim to be a business coach, everyone can claim to be a YouTuber, everyone can claim to be a life coach and whatnot. Uh, but the moment I say that I'm the only one talking about mental models, business concepts, frameworks, it resonates with the right kind of people. People who are looking for strategy, people who are looking for a new way to look at the world, right? People who are looking to grow their business to the next level uh, by the power of decision making. So, um, every founder I feel must evolve, but evolution only works through specialization today, right? So every founder must evolve, but evolution only works through specialization today. So you need to specialize either as a business or as an individual, right? I chose to do it as an individual because it was my situation. If uh, if today I had the opportunity to do something else, I would specialize as a business as well, because that's how you form that firm grasp, the feet, you build those roots in. So yeah, ask yourself, what is your specialization today? What do you want to be known? What is that one thing that you and your business wants to be known for within a particular community, right? Maybe you are serving multiple communities. So in each of them, is there a clear way that they are able to talk about you, differentiate you from other people, right? Specialization, differentiation automatically comes, right? Because there are very few businesses already, and then if one of them specializes even further, automatically they are different from the rest of them. So yeah, comment down below for me to see what are your specializations, what did you learn out of this, and how will you apply it to your own business, right? Every comment counts. It really fills my heart to see people liking the videos and commenting as part of it. So yeah, comment down what in what direction are you moving your business in after watching this video, and of course subscribe and like this video in order for me to stay motivated, keep making these business frameworks and bringing them to you every day. So yeah, I hope this helped, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye.